Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Chanchai, and we're doing Chanchai's Dojo today. It's Tuesday, so it's our regular sessions. Thought I'd go with a red theme today, or a more red, orange, yellow theme. We'll see how this goes. Um, that said, please do let me know how the audio is sounding for you, and especially the game audio. That's the one I'm really wanting to make sure. And I hope you guys are having a good February so far. Frosty Frostings just happened. It was a really awesome tournament. Shout outs to all the players that showed up, and also shout outs to the commentators. Awesome, HP StarCraft. So good to see you, man. And Yeah, it was a great tournament. Really good tournament. We can talk about it now. It's been a few days. So congratulations to Jacko RCB. Also, shout outs to Rufomonger, who in his he did a video kind of about Frosty, kind of about 2xKO, but he stuck in a VF video at the start for us, so you should check it out. And it shows a highlight of Jacko versus KNR, which was a pretty awesome highlight. Like it was definitely one of the most awesome plays of the tournament, and actually Shadosha added to our vocabulary with McWilden, because Jacko was McWilden there. So it was really good. Pop on VFTV for a sec while I kind of let everyone know that the stream is live and we're going to be taking people in the room. I'll get the room started. It'd be just a second. But thanks for confirming the audio. I hope you're doing really, really well. I've been playing a decent amount, not a ton, but a decent amount of VF the past week, and it's been really great. The videos will come out soon for the online sessions. So I did do a training session with XTN, and it was really good. Hey, Junimi or Junimai, it's really good to see you. Hope you're doing really, really good, June. And so, yeah, I had an awesome training session with XTN before he went to Frosty. I also had an awesome training session with Sir Hixalot, and also in that session, a lot of good battles with Tengu Man before he did Frosty Frostings. And then also after Frosty Frostings, I had a really nice session with, we had Real Noodle, VF Numbers, and Hot Sauce Nelly. Now, Hot Sauce Nelly and I did not have a great connection, but we were still able to stick around in the room. But it was a really, really fun series of battles. It was late at night. I think Numbers was kind of tired, but we were all doing lots of really cool plays. So I'm excited to upload those pretty soon, but it'll probably be a couple of days. I'm trying to fix a couple of things on my YouTube account. So hopefully that'll get sorted soon. All right, let me check out how things are looking on there. I can definitely see the chat. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start the room up, and then we're going to let everyone know. Doing well here in Thailand? Yes. Oh, good, good. Hey, okay, so Junie, สวัสดีครับ Junie สวัสดีไหมครับ how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Also, thank you for checking in from Thailand. I miss being in Thailand. Did I meet you at Tiger Uppercut? Let me know if I did meet you at Tiger Uppercut. I don't recognize the Twitch name, and so I want to make sure, and so I can connect the dots. But also, I am trying to keep in touch with with all the Thai players. So this week I'll make a message to each person, and we'll try to get things more coordinated, because I really want more VF. I'm excited that there's VF players in Southeast Asia, and I want to get them more connected. I want to work with them and chat with them. So let's see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create the room. It's a League Battle room. This is mostly for North America, because lately the game does not handle international connections like it did before World Stage. But we're going to have a lot of fun. So normally I would leave this open to whoever, and then if the connection doesn't work out, then we would just ask the person to, I'd offer to do a private session. That's not what we're doing right now. I'm more restrictive because of this current state of room matches on Revo World Stage. So the passcode is going to be 4565 as usual. I am streaming, I am commentating, and the room has now begun. So go ahead and join the room, and let's let other people know that we're in. Yeah, so Oh, you were in the hospital. That's too bad. I wish I could have met you, but well, I'm not going right away back to Thailand soon. I wish I was. My wife and my son are in March, but man, I wish I could meet you there. But I will let you know when I'm in Thailand because I do try to go to Thailand, and I'll try to be going back to Thailand more often. So I would love to hang out and spark. But I did create a WhatsApp chat for Thailand VF, and I will also create, no, it was line, sorry, online, but I will create a Discord, and we're gonna get everyone together. So please message me if you're on Discord. Just add me, Chanchai, capital CHANCHAI. It works, and you can ask others too. But I'm there. Yeah. Oh, I probably met your teacher friend. So, I had a fun time meeting the players at Tiger Uppercut. So we're gonna let these two spar, and I'm gonna let other people know, and then I'll join the spar. I do like playing with everyone, but right now I need to let others know that we are up. So. All right, here we go. We'll put this in the matchmaking channel for world stage. Matchmaking world stage. We are live. And the room is 14416. All right. And, if it's just a small sparring session, that's totally cool too. But I've been having a lot of wonderful VF play with quite a few people, and I've been seeing people playing. That said, I think Shadosha was streaming and might still be streaming. Had quite a bit of good streams. We had also Tobias, the talk show host, or also known as Metawatt. Metawatt's talk show was on today, and in that show, he hosted Jamie Lee Curtis 420, and so that was pretty awesome. Okay, so you use yeah, so Meshiki, huh? Did I read that correctly? But cool. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, please feel free to message me, and I'll try to find you on Discord. I'll try to do that right now, because I do want to I do like to stay connected. So, and yeah, when people add me on Discord, please send me a message. It's important, because the thing is that, and send me a message that makes it clear that, like, not just a generic thing, just say like, hey, we play, like, I want to chat about Virtua Fighter, something like that. Something that lets me know that you're a human being, because there's a lot of bots and there's a lot of spam accounts on Discord, and I get a ton of those every day, and I do go through them just to make sure it's a real person, but a lot of times I want to prove that you're not a sock puppet. So but yeah. So very nice to meet you. Thanks for supporting my stream. Thailand BF. All right, awesome. So Kuregane Mutsuki. It's Mutsuki. I see. It is Mutsuki. Mutsuki. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, and then we got Kitetsu here, Spacetime's here. Spacetime, I got to spar a bit with Spacetime last night at Locals, and also with Dr. Dog, and that was a really good session. It's good sparring. So now, one of the topics I've mentioned it a few times in chat, but I'm gonna emphasize it here. That's really important. And I talked about it a lot in depth to Dr. Dog yesterday, because Dr. Dog's really smart, really good player. But some of the VF fundamentals that can... Sometimes when you play a lot of different fighting games, you get used to what's more common as your options in those games. And you also know that there's a lot of things you kind of can't do. But Virtua Fighter is a game where there's a lot of things you can do, and there's a lot of things your opponent can do, because just like if you can do things, your opponent can too. So it becomes really important to understand this when you play Virtua Fighter. So sometimes open up your ideas of what you can do. And I have to do this too. When I play 2XKO or I play an air dasher, I have to remind myself that jump back is one of my defensive options. That one of my ways of getting out of some bad situations is to jump away, right? I'm not used to doing that. I don't do that in Virtua Fighter. In Virtua Fighter, I gotta kind of like know that it's safe to backdash and then backdash, or know that the situation's reasonable for backdash and then backdash, you know? But in other fighting games, backdash by itself, it will cover so many things. It covers like 80% of things that could hurt you. So it's really good in those games. In Virtua Fighter, it can do that, but if you do happen to get hit when you backdash, you're in big trouble in this game. Okay, so where am I going with that? Well, one of the common options in Virtua Fighter that a lot of people neglect is throwing. Now, when people want to throw, they tend to want to do it with offense already. They want to like hit the opponent and then throw. That's kind of their tendency. That's not always the time to throw in VF though. In fact, generally one of the really best times to throw your opponent in Virtua Fighter is like, let's say they do like an uppercut, so they're close to you because of the attack they used, right? You have to be close up to use an uppercut. So they did an uppercut and you blocked it. One of their good defensive options is to sidestep, and another good option is to guard and throw escape, right? Well, if you do throw and they do guard throw escape, they had to guess the throw correctly. And then if they sidestep, throw wins against sidestep in Virtua Fighter. That's not true in Tekken all the time, but in Virtua Fighter, throw beats sidestep. Anytime people do any kind of movement in this game, like sidestepping movement, throw is one of the best options. It's 10 frames faster than an attack, and it's gonna grab them. The time when throw feels insecure is when they're able to attack right away, but also, okay, so like if they crouch dash, that's maybe a case where, okay, they could crouch dash and they see you doing something like a throw, then they can hit the button and attack. So that's why it doesn't feel good to throw when attack beats throw. But if they're sidestepping, they can't do that. Like if they sidestep and you did the throw, you committed to the throw early, so you block the uppercut and you throw right away, very strong. A lot of people don't do that because in other fighting games, that doesn't feel natural in the other fighting games. But in Virtua Fighter, it's one of the strong plays. And here's the other thing. The more health you have, the more throwing is reasonable to do, is good to do, in fact. There's a lot of good benefits to it. Even when your opponent hits you, there's a good reason to do throw, even when you got hit for it. When you have health, right? If you have low health, then throw becomes more risky. If you have more health, it's better. If you have less health, it's worse, okay? Throwing, when you throw, and even if they attack, you actually get to see the attack they did. You actually get information. Information is valuable. And so in Virtua Fighter, you need to, in everything, in all gaming, in all of gaming, in all decision making, anything that requires thought and decision making, right? Information is valuable if you know how to use it. And even when you go for a throw, the information that you see, even if you lose because your opponent attacked you, you at least get to see the attack they did. You actually sometimes don't get to see the other attacks they do when you interrupt them with the attack. So you have an idea of how they're playing. You know that generally they're doing an attack, so functionally you know what to do. But that detail can really help. And if your opponent is only winning with high punch or low punch or elbow, quick pokes, it's not a big deal when your throw gets interrupted by that. It really isn't. It's a big deal when your attack gets interrupted and they mix you up right away and you don't respond. And that is hard because that is a skill barrier. But eventually you do want to learn that actually when your opponent pokes you and you didn't attack, you just, moved or threw, you can still fuzzy guard even when they hit you, So that's why I like Chanchai. That's why I get to stay up in your grill, even when you poke me. I'm not afraid of your low punch. I'm going to use your low punch so I can fuzzy guard. So this is the thing about Virtua Fighter to understand. This is the risk-reward relationship of moves. The biggest threat that the pokes have, though, really, is to interrupt your attack. Oh my gosh, wow. I think I got disconnected. Are you guys still in the room? Are you guys still in the room? That was crazy. We just got to see that on the screen. That was nuts. That was insane. That was like a mass deportation on stream. You know. Sorry. I need to, quick Sega, I need to install an icebreaker on my Virtua Fighter. You know, sorry, that was like a 3-layer joke. So, you know, so an icebreaker classically is an anti-hacking tool. Actually, it's a hacking tool, but still, you know, but it's oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to restart. I'm going to create a new room. That was really terrible. It might be my home internet too. I'm going to create, my wife just got home. Maybe our network got tapped. I'm going to go on my phone and I'm going to shut off the Wi-Fi on my phone just to help this. Okay. And I'm going to start the room again. I don't think this is the real cause, but I want to help reduce factors, you know? All right. So anyways, I hope that lecture that I just gave made sense to you guys. The first part, again, block it. If you when your opponent attacks you, they're moving close to you, right? When you hit your opponent, you sometimes people still feel like they got to move forward and throw. They don't need to in this game, but they feel they have to. And your opponent may fight or flight. Okay. But here's what I will say. When your opponent comes from most fighting games and you block their attack, they're probably going to defend. And what's the number one option against defense? It's throw. So blocking and throwing is very strong to do. And the more health you have, the more budget you have to do this, to gain information and observe what your opponent's doing. Now, the other thing I'd also say is that it is kind of hard to see, but when you're playing this game, I encourage you to kind of watch what your opponent does after you block certain moves that they do a lot. If it's low punch, that's a good one to watch. Okay, I blocked their low punch. Did they sidestep? I blocked their low punch. I'm gonna elbow. But I'm watching. I'm not doing this because I want to just win the situation. I'm doing it because I want to see what my opponent does about it. Are they gonna backdash? Are they gonna evade? Or do they just attack? Did my elbow counter hit them because they attacked? Right? And then what's more important than the elbow itself is what you do with the advantage. So when your elbow interrupts, you're actually supposed to mix up there. You're supposed to go either throw or do like a launcher, really. And the reason we teach this to beginners is this is the easier thing to do. This is the easier way to win, and this is the easier way to beat players that are stronger than you. There are other techniques you do learn, but if you learn all these other movement techniques and delay techniques and timing techniques, if you learn those things without being able to just do a simple mix-up, you have a big hole in your game that your opponent will take advantage of, because they'll just start mixing you up all the time. Because if you can't win the mix-up, if you cannot be competent doing mix-ups when you have advantage, almost for sure you will probably not be able to do mix-ups when they have the advantage. And this is the truth about mix-ups. Mix-ups goes both ways. When I mix you up, I am also mixing myself up. And that's okay. But the thing is that it's up to the opponent to know that they can double down and punish me for my choice. They can go, okay, if you're gambling, I'm gambling too. Right? Both sides can wager. This game, both sides can wager. That's why I say in Virtua Fighter, it's always your turn. It's always their turn. There isn't really turns because you're always making choices. You're always making decisions and you're always doing options. But if all you do is attack and defend and you never use throw, then that's why that's why it becomes a little predictable, but that's also why you feel frustrated when your opponent starts throwing you a lot. Because here's the trick. When your opponent throws you, they're trying to get you to try to mash. And it's a really strong way to play. You got a lot of health, you should throw your opponent a lot. Why? Okay, at some point, they're going to start attacking more, even when they're minus, because they realize you're going for throw. And it's not for you. You don't have to fully predict it. You can just watch them do it. If you were able to throw them 2 or 3 times, you're allowed to let them hit you like 2 times in this process to realize, oh, now they're mashing, so now I get to launch. Now I can do defend and attack, defend and attack. But you set it up with defend and throw. That's playing rock, paper, scissors. That's how Virtua works. And then you can move on from that. Then there are techniques to minimize, to take advantage of the way they do the mix-up. The beautiful part of Virtua to get to that next level is that, but you have to do the basic mix-up first. Make a simple choice, attack, or when you have advantage, the mix-up is attack or throw. When they have advantage, then you have to think about either defending or attacking. Why would you attack when you're minus? Because they're going to throw. When you know they're going to throw, actually attack is better than throw escape. Throw escape is just making their damage 0 and we're still fighting, but I didn't get anything. But attacking hurts their throwing. The same reason you were probably afraid to use throw, because you didn't want them to win by attack. You didn't, but the hard part is when you come from other fighting games, you're like, I don't want to lose to a masher, and it feels like your feelings are getting hurt. But the fact is, it's just a choice, but that's something you can work with. Until the round is over, you get to still work with it. Your life bar is a budget for these decisions. And if you can start seeing them as just decision after decision after decision, you don't have to worry about what's fair or not fair, what's right or what's wrong. You just worry about what works, and you worry about what they're doing and what you can do about it. And that's how you play this game. If you think too much about whether it's a thuggery or whether it's like how it's kind of like the British going to war in the Americas, right? Right? I mean, like the in the American Civil War, we talk about the guerrilla warfare at the time because they were still standing up front and then fighting. But then battles were won in guerrilla warfare. They go to Vietnam, Americans lost badly because it's their territory. Afghanistan is like impossible to win because it's like guerrilla warfare. And crying about how fair it is or not is missing the point. It's war, right? So anyways, I hope that makes sense to y'all. And it goes back to the rock, paper, scissors of the game. That said, movement, timing, spacing, and then crush properties, all these things allow it to flourish in different directions. And there are so many ways to hack mix-ups in this game. It's so cool. But you don't really get to appreciate it much unless you're doing the mix-up yourself. And so that's why I'm saying sometimes, especially if your life is full, when you block your opponent, consider throwing. And if they attack, you're like, oh, good. I wanted them to attack because I can launch them. Now, next time I'll just block and then I'll launch them, stuff like that. And then when they outsmart you and then you outsmart them, now we're having guessing games. Now we're playing mind games. And now we're feeling Virtua Fighter. And whether you want to think that's honest or you want to think that that's dishonest, I think it's very honest personally, but it can feel rude because if you think that if you think like that they owe you something, no, you got to earn it. But if you think they owe you something, they owe you a response, then it can be very, that can hurt you emotionally, and your expectations can be kind of rough. That might be why you feel bad when you have a rude awakening, because the rude awakening is that you might be biased and predictable in your options. Now, this is the hard part, is that for a lot of players, this might make them want to be very random. But I will tell you that random does lose to. There's ordered chaos. Ordered chaos is better than just absolute chaos. Because ordered chaos actually understands that some options are stronger than others, and that there's ways to make profit. And so you can thrive on profit that way. Profitability is a big, big, big deal. We got risk and reward. All right. Oh no, Carcharius bit. Let's try to come back in here. I'll try to get the room started soon. Yes, the graveyard of indeed. Exactly. When you play rock paper scissors, the turns are happening at the same time. Yeah. So HP StarCraft, you're getting booted a lot. This sucks. It happens when um for me, it's sometimes it's taken some persistence to get it to happen. Sometimes I've had to restart the game. There's no guaranteed solution. It's just sometime. But right now, I think we have a good group, so that's why it's more like I'm gonna be asking you to keep trying. HP StarCraft can't enter. I'm sad because I really want you in here. But we also we do need to do a sparring session sometime. Thanks a lot. I'll hang in here for you. So Zack Attack, do you mean holding back the fighting game players the most? Is the sense of entitlement? Yeah. I mean it happens in everything too. I mean, you'll see it everywhere. In fighting games, it's very clear. It's like you see it more blatant, but that's because fighting games. So I had a great conversation with Weebs over Dweebs yesterday, about the different types of competitive games and how the players respond to them, right? And the thing about, and actually a friend of theirs, I think a girlfriend, had like pointed out that in the fighting game community, people seemed actually in general pretty nice and open with each other, whereas like in the shooter community, it was a kind of a different vibe, right? And I said, well, sometimes, I mean, it's generalization, but something that fighting games do have is that almost all of the information is on the board. Almost all of the information is visible in fighting games. You can see what your opponent's doing. When you play a first-person shooter, you can speculate what they're doing, and you can use an image in your head, especially based on sound and action, on what's going on in the map. I do that all the time in first-person shooters, but you're working on like very imperfect information. And then of course real-time strategy games, the fog of war is the definition of fogged information. So but when you play fighting games, you really see it. Now some fighting games, it's like some fighting games like really start teaching the game through a lot of outplaying directly. And so sometimes it's just it's like a knowledge check for a while. But Virtua Fighter though will feel more chaotic in comparison to that, because it's a lot of because the rock paper scissors is very present, like always. So but you do see things and everything's on the board, especially in VF. But it can be hard to process because of how fast, how frequent there's just so many series of events happening. But yeah. All right, Karchariasvid, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Karchariasvid. Oh, I'm really sad. I'm sad that it didn't work out anymore for HP StarCraft. But we do have over 10 people. I am gonna start this first league battle, and then we'll move to the next one. So let's go ahead and start. Nope. After these two fight it out, we will start the next league battle. I was gonna say the 55-minute mark anyway. So after this battle, we'll start the next league battle. Um, it is tough. I think it's just, I mean, my feeling from what I'm seeing is that basically, okay, let's put it this way. Before World Stage, I think it was accepting a lot of connections, and it was just letting it go, and then we'll have to see if we like it or not. But a lot of players would, of course, voice their complaints that, that there's all these people with bad connections, because it's never you, right? Um, and so So a lot of matches were allowed, and I think they should be, because they were, most of them were really playable in my opinion. But I do wonder if what we're dealing with World Stage is that they have these actual thresholds, and saying if the connection is like unstable a certain amount, we're just gonna like pop someone, you know. And sometimes when it pops the person or people, maybe it's just maybe crashes happen there too. Maybe other things happen too. And maybe it actually does have a mini type of block list that's happening in the moment. I have to wonder if that's what's going on when I see what's been going on with the rooms. I haven't played ranked, but I would imagine that in ranked you just don't really notice it, because you just go moving on to matching for the next person. You just see like it just looks like what it looked like before. It's like, oh, like did not accept the match, did not accept the match. Okay, next match, next match. But that's what my impression is watching this kind of behavior on the rooms. Is that they probably put in a threshold that says that, but it's like, but it's just booting people and stuff. And and I will say, a lot of the people that have rough connections, a lot of times they probably don't have the most stable connection to each other, including, like, it doesn't mean one person has a bad connection, period. It means that the two people connecting to each other are forming a rough connection. And that's what it looks like. And I'm not saying I'm blaming the players. I'm just saying it looks like the rooms have this crazy threshold, and when it sees things, it takes action. Whereas I think in the past, it didn't take actions. It just was like, well, if it's unbearable, that's up to the players to decide if they want to kick someone. I just wish that they had tools in the past that would say, hey, when I start seeing like a red bar this much or a gray bar this much, like, we might kick you, or a way to politely say it, in the game. But that's what I wanted, right? But instead, I think the game is taking action. It might be Easy Anti-Cheat that's doing this, right? So I don't know. But that's what I think I see, is that I think I see a sense of, this is what we're calling it, over-regulation. But what it is it's visible regulation. It's regulation we can see, right? But yeah. Yeah, no, totally. The thing about pinging, right? Depends on when, where, yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, when I was in Thailand, I did play online. I played room battles actually, and I had a good experience, but it definitely took a while to connect to some people. And I think I was playing with matches in both. I think I was mostly fighting against Japanese, but I think I also fought against Singapore. So yeah, but it was a fun experience. I will post that video online sometime too, because that was a fun night. I think I was fighting some named players in Japan actually, and you would and it would be really rough, and then I would find a way to fight, and it was fun. I had a great time that night. All right. So here we go. We're going to start the next league battle right now. You guys ready? Let's give it a shot. HP StarCraft, I'm so sorry. I hope that you and I can find a good time to spar, though. But I know that with the school schedule, it can be tough. All right. All right, and Throwbreak is here. Awesome. I haven't seen Throwbreak in a while. I'm really happy to see Throwbreak here. So good. If it's the person, if it's the same Throwbreak that I'm thinking of, I'm so happy to see them here. Yeah. Well, the thing is, room environments are a place to test this kind of thing. That would happen. Chimpanzee is amazing. I love hanging out with him, and I love playing with him too. All right. Thanks for the battle, Evoid. I am looking forward to doing a sparring session with you soon too. I'm very excited about that. Evoid is very scary, and it's scary because he has definitely got a fight response too. So and Kage can crush you when he gets the right read on stuff. So you have to watch your offense too a lot, or try to do stuff that doesn't get crushed. So yeah. Yeah, chimpanzee is wonderful. Hey, sorry about that, Weebs. I really appreciate you so much. Yes, we'll start tomorrow. Yeah. I'm planning to do that. I'll message you again, but I think the daytime might be the way to do it for me, because I think my I promised my daughter I'd watch Zootopia with her in the evening. So, and as you know, my evenings are your late evenings. And when I watch a movie with my daughter, that we're spending like a lot of time. Even if it's a 1.5 hour movie, we'll probably spend 2.5 hours, like just, chatting, having popcorn, and father daughter time. Yeah, well, that's definitely the dad life I want to have. So yes, but it depends. When I get into work, I really get into work too. So there's that. But right now, now that I'm experiencing some downtimes, this is the time to get in all that time with the kids. Hey, by the way, Junie, thank you very much. It was so good to have you in the chat. I really appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you on Discord. And also, let's keep working on Thailand VF, because I loved meeting everybody in Thailand, or meeting those that I did meet in Thailand, and I'm so excited for more, because I do go to Thailand sometimes. I have a lot of family in Thailand, so, and I know that you know that my name is Thai, so. So, yeah. Hey, Lightwave, how you doing? Hope you're doing really good. Hope you've been doing good, Lightwave. Good luck on your job, on your incoming job, Junie. Also, I'm glad you're not in the hospital now, I assume, so I hope you're feeling okay. By the way, pop culture surprise of the moment. I'm surprised that there's a K-pop cover of Tokyo Drift by Teriyaki Boys. But I did hear that like Pharrell and some of the team are involved with that song, or with the K-pop cover, so. Nice. Alright. Giving a hard time to Devil Ray, but I'm like afraid because the moment she gets in, it's really tough. She makes things very chaotic too. So I try very hard to create some order and control the neutral against her. She is so good at landing this hook. I love when she lands that hook. I think it's so cool. I wish I was as good with that hook when I play Vanessa. Very good. Her throw choices too. This is good too. After the uppercut, I like the crush after the uppercut. I like the choice of going 1P after uppercuts. I don't think about too much. I wanted to do uppercut, but it did low punch. I like that too. Good game. That was intense. This round was really, really fun. I'm glad I had an idea of where the fight might go after that throw escape. Or after that throw. So, yeah. I was like, I know that she knows that most of the time I zone her. So I had a feeling that I should just move forward and watch to see what you do. And I was like, okay, she's going for the zone play. So I made a good guess. I made a good guess. I see space-time. Sorry about that. That's like, let's hope that these room situation gets better. I will try to do more workshop sessions or one-on-ones and some ranked as well. And of course, I will still do the dojos. I have no intention of stopping doing that because I think it's helping a lot of people, and a lot of people are still getting good matches. But it's rough that some people that these rooms have been very difficult to manage right now in the current state of things. So especially because my complaints were not about the rooms, going into world stage. For the online, it wasn't about rooms for me anyways. It was about, but I did think a lot of things about ranked could be improved, right? Whether it's, maybe the hard part is that, it's a global game. So if you're in Japan, setting the delay to 2 by default makes a lot of sense in Japan. But I don't think it makes much. But I think outside of Japan, you really either need it to be dynamic or it should start at 3 or 4, right? And I would say 3 as a default is reasonable. But that's ignoring Japan, right? And then Japan would complain. And it's true that most of the players are probably Japan. But I think ranked should be dynamic if that's possible. If they're able to do dynamic delay setting, then I think on ranked it should be dynamic, and then in rooms it could be dynamic by default, but the players can adjust it, and I'd be okay. I think that would be great. But everything looks good on paper until you actually try it in the real world, So, but that's the thing that makes sense to me, right? That said, but in other regions, especially North America, I think by default 3 would be nice, because a lot of people, more than 80% of the players are typically not going to change the setting. The people that change the setting, the ones that are vocal online, those are the minority. Those are usually only like less than 5% of all the players that are active. They just the loudest voice. They have like 90% of the volume on social media. But I've played these games a long time, and the truth has always been that most people lurk. there's a lot of people that read the stuff I write and then they tell me about it, but they don't post themselves, you know? And a lot of you on that are watching the stream right now are in that camp. So, you know, it's not just you. It's a lot. There's a lot like you. That's kind of the way it is. It's how it's always been. But yeah. Nice attack. Glad that I predicted something big enough to... Very good. So here, if I do low rising attack, if I hit you with the low rising attack, you're going to be -3. This uppercut is framed high in that case. So you want to be wary of that after a low rising attack. Mid rising attack's a different story. So right here, right? So this low rising attack hits you, then I do uppercut. Very good. Catch it, throw. So this is where you doing attack worked here, because I went for throw. Very good. Very good low punch back. All right, so here we go, move quick. I like that. I like that very much. So this is the same thing again. Low rising attack into uppercut. So right now, what's happening is you like to do a crouching low attack after you get hit by stuff, or because you like to crush. You're crushing probably a lot of people that are doing highs, but right now I'm going to use these mids to make it so you can't do that, right? Very nice. All right, that was a good battle. Very good battle, my friend. So this this low punch response, low kick and low punch response, that's what's killing you when I hit you with a low rising attack. You're working on your meaty though, and I respect that. So keep working on your meaty. But while you're working on your meaty, try to eventually improve your ability to respond to what happens with that meaty. Meaning to recognize when the meaty whiffs, or recognize when it hits, and recognize when it's guarded. Yeah. Because I changed the timing of my wake up like a lot, that makes it very hard to meaty against me until you really use certain setups that have like a lot of hit frames, and that's really hard to do. That's why you see me doing wake up uppercut like a lot, because I like to mess with the opponent's sense of when they should be doing their meaty. I try to really mess with them on wake up. So yeah, so keep it up, but don't worry, you're doing great, and that's what we're sparring for. That's what we're training. So I just pointed out, but very nice. Again, really good to see you throw a break. Hope you've been doing well. So yesterday I also taught Dr. Dog how to fight against Jackie as well. It does require quite a bit of skill to the techniques I taught him, but the summary is that Jackie using strings has a lot of predictable highs, and so you need to duck them because he's got EX highs, and so because of that you can't just low punch them. You have to like learn how to use movement against Jackie, so that if he goes for those, he'll be in trouble. Very nice. Really nice round. That was a fun battle. Keep it up, throw break. Let's do this. All right. Very nice. hope you like the sabaki there. So this is, yeah, right here. If you watch the way I use movement, that's the trick against fighting Jackie. So there's a fuzzy guard there. We're ducking. All right. Good fight, good fight. And so this movement that I'm doing is really, like, becomes very strong. It is a higher level technique, so it's hard to do. The summary of where to start with it. Whenever you block something of Jackie that looks like an elbow, you can do a crouch dash there most of the time. There is ways that he can beat that, but he has to go out of his way to beat that, like really out of his way. He's got to do stuff he doesn't like to do because they're not high reward for him as much. But and not only do you crouch dash, it's not crouch dash and just crouch. It's like crouch dash and watch what he does, and this does require some skill. And then you can like guard when you feel like it's dangerous, but you can also like start attacking if you feel like you're causing him to whiff a high. The reason you do the crouch dash is because you're hoping he does the high, so you can duck under it, and then you can strike. And then if you duck a high, you have a lot of advantage, right? Causing somebody to whiff, that's a big disadvantage for them. Bigger than if you blocked. And so ducking these highs is really, really strong against Jackie. But it takes a lot of practice, takes a while. And Dr. Dog is skilled enough that I'm like, okay, you need to take your game here because I know you can do it. We're going to use our low kick sometimes in key spots here. We're also respecting that he's delaying a bit, and so because of that, we might press a little more. Okay, this was really tricky. He actually evaded the correct way in this, which is really scary because I was going after against. Good. He's at the wall. This is a problem for him. Very good. I like this. This was a really smart play. So this one completely stops tempo and it deals with a lot of the movement options. But right now 8K is working strong against the way that he's playing. That was really good. Good game, B Ninja. Very smart play by B Ninja on some spots here, and I like a lot of what they're doing. It's tough. It is tough. It's scary because Vanessa, the good thing is that if he does get the hits he wants to get in, he will do quite a bit of damage. I'm trying to keep him to only doing the disruptive stuff, but the damaging stuff I'm really scared of. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, it is exactly like that, right? It's a strong 3D fighter thing, right? So in Tekken, it's huge, right? And in Soul Calibur, it's also huge. Virtua Fighter, it's huge, but it's hard to do. And so that's why we didn't teach beginners how to do it, because it's really hard to do. But then you end up getting to do it like when you have enough experience. But before that, you can learn mix-ups is much easier to do. Very nice. All right, good game, Zack Attack. Good game, my friend. Your Jeffrey does scare me. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it pretty hard here, because I know that if I is that one thing can lead to like Jeffrey can like just start cascading on you so hard, especially on that stage, especially. It's just like one mistake can just lead to me like just dying 3 times in a row. Inori, good to see you. And yeah, indeed, yeah, and ducking throws is huge. Well, crouching in this game is so strong, but it also to do it well requires to do this simple thing well. Kind of to do it like amazing anyways. Requires kind of understanding that risk reward, like what you're trading for it, which hits you're willing to take for crouching. But then if your opponent has low throw, that like goes out the window. If they use it, if they threaten to use low throw, then that can go out the window. But low throw now has weaknesses, right? And now suddenly movement and guarding are good, right? So and stuff like that. So low throw is just such a narrow answer, but it can scare somebody off of crouching. Good to see you, D Cobras. I hope you've been doing well. We do need to do that session. I like that. I like that too. We're gonna train you on the Leon matchup again, but this is a lot of fun always. Always fun fighting you, D Cobras. Yeah, so and it's also up to your character. So with punishing highs in this game, your character has a huge role in it because it gives you because your move list dictates whether your character is good at simply just doing it like as a reaction to whiff punish, like to whiff, or whether your character has to set it up. Leon actually has to kind of set up. He actually kind of has to set up duck and punish. Whereas some characters don't have to really set it up. They can just they can just whiff punish while they're ducking, you know? But Leon, it's like you have to make the determination very early. So it means you kind of have to set it up and you kind of have to know where it's likely that high is going to be. And then when you see it, then you can react and do it. And it's because you've programmed the crouch dash motion. And similar, like Akira, it's a little tricky for Akira because if Akira ducks and punish, then either he's got an execution barrier by doing the knee, or he's premeditating it with like 3-3-3-P, or he's settling to doing like a shoulder when if he wants to just react, right? So he can double palm too, but yeah. But some characters have like really like amazing options that they don't like that requires simply reacting versus premeditation. That sucks that I crossed over. All right. Sorry, sideswipe. I want to measure your shun very early and see how. Let's see how this goes. I love the 443P. Sides, again, we're seeing how strong sideswipe is. This is why I knew I had to be very strong in the start. Good game, sideswipe. That was so much fun as always. Yeah, in this game, recovery is very fast. That's the real reason. Yeah, I mean, the stun is little anyways, but the recoveries are in this game are quite fast, and in comparison to the attacks that we have, and a lot of the attacks we wish we would like to whiff punish with, and so it can be tough. So, but if your character has one of those really fast attacks, it's pretty scary. Yeah. well, well, you know, I've got Leon, you've got Shun. You know that Shun drives a lot of people crazy. But I really enjoyed it. It's a good fight, my friend. Good fight. So Sideswipe is Storm Shadow, I believe, right? So thank you so much, man. I enjoyed the fight very much. I have a lot of experience fighting against Shun. It doesn't guarantee me the win. It just means that I have to try to get a sense of the way you play your Shun, because almost every Shun player I've played plays a little differently. So it's like, it's not enough. It's just, it means like, yeah, I've had so many Shun opponents, but they all play very differently. But I've managed to learn a lot of how to fight different tools. Very interesting. Good game, good game. Very fun battle, Kasano. Very fun battle. So you guys can't hear my game sound. Earlier they said they could hear my game sound, so I thought they could hear my game sound. I guess not. Okay, let's check out the game audio now. Let's see if we can fix that. Oh, it just went out? Okay, good to know. Can you guys hear it now? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. By the way, LD Wells, so good to see you. If you guys have not followed LD Wells, you need to follow LD Wells. You need to watch their stream. It's one of the most fun streams in Virtua Fighter. I always love the vibes in there. Good music, awesome kung fu videos. Actually, great music. Like, let's not sell it short. Great music, even amazing music, and there's a great people. So please follow LD Wells. I love watching LD Wells' stream. He's always he creates good conversation. You're just having a good time, and everybody brings the good vibes. Everyone has good vibes in there. Yeah. And also, his Leifei is so much fun to watch. It's so much fun to fight against too. Gives me a headache in the best ways. Yeah, we'll keep fighting. No, Kusana got booted, I'm sad. I'm glad Incident's still here. Incident, I hope you had an amazing time at Frosty Frostings. We didn't even ask Incident about his time at Frosty Frostings. Yep, he's like, I'm just gonna throw. Oh no, so we didn't get our fight? Oh, no, you're talking to Kasano. No, because we did fight, but yeah. I like this. He's like, I'm just gonna throw. Did exactly what I was telling everyone to do. I'm so glad that I can, like, ring out with this kick now. Good fight, my friend. Good fight. So, Incident, I hope you had an amazing time in Chicago. Hope you just had a great time there. Very jealous of everyone who was able to go. I really want to go to Frosty Frostings, Combo Breaker, CEO, and Evo. I want to go to them all. I am planning to go to LA Gathering, so I really hope, but I'm really encouraging everyone to plan on LA Gathering. I believe it will fall at a similar time as last year, which I think is a good time because it avoids the majors. It avoids the majors, and so it's at a time when people get a nice break after Evo, and they get and then about 2 months after Evo, they get to play a lot of VF in an amazing week of VF. It'll probably be a 4-day event, but I think we're gonna make it a really amazing event. Yeah, Kasano's is ducking those move quick hands. All right, Kitetsu, let's see what you got. Very nice. Okay, I like it. All right, here we go. Kitetsu's got a very nice John. Very, very nice. Very nice punish. You gotta get the meaty timing right against me, or you're gonna eat an uppercut. Good game, my friend. Good game. Very nice, John. Kitetsu, you have a very nice John. You'll get used to this. You'll get used to my Leon. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much, Kitetsu. Does who host Wednesday night fights? Are you guys talking about Eris? Eris is cool. I like Eris. Alright, here we go. That was a very, very fun battle. Congratulations, Evoid. It's really good. Okay, we're gonna plan on starting the next league battle at the 50-minute mark. It's 13 minutes from now. We might restart the room if people want, but I think we've got 9 people. Awesome, we got Noodles in here. Hell yeah. I did mention earlier that I had a session with them, and I'll be uploading that soon, eventually. B Ninja, thank you very much. Kitetsu, thank you so much. Hey, always good to fight you, D Cobras. We will get a session in soon. I do wanna make good on that promise that we'll work on the matchup and stuff too, because it's a fun one. It's a fun one. Aoi's mids are very good in it, but at the same time, I do try to punish them in different ways, whether it's through backdash or evade or directly engaging them. But Aoi's got the tools, and it's just that it's a very complicated fight, and that's why I love it. I love it. If you get to the point where you master Aoi's sweep, oh, I really love fighting Aoi's that have mastered her sweep. Her sweep is so technical, so cool. Because if she knows she can counter hit with it, then she has like amazing options there. If she knows, but she can also respond to what the opponent will do based on whether she's going to normal hit with it or whether she's going to cancel it into Tenji. And so outside of like, you know, some characters have clean answers against it, and Leon has an answer against it if he can predict it, but that's anyone. But she really like, when you fight like amazing Aois that have like full knowledge and full grasp and full control of all the different options that happen just from her sweep, it's insane. And it's so cool to see. It's for me, it's cool to experience, but it is complicated. It is a headache. Some people cannot stomach that. I admire it. I'm like, I think because the amount of skill that goes in there and the amount of like, because there's just so many branches on that tree, you know? So yeah, that sweep is an amazing move. Aoi sweep is so amazing. The only downside is something like, you know, Jackie blocks it, he'll do 4-6K plus G. Brad blocks it, he'll do 6-6K. That's the only downside to it. But then that makes it like a normal sweep, right? That just makes it like a normal sweep. It's still good. Everybody's sweep is still good. It's just that, but now it's like, oh, it's punishable. But everyone else, it's like, it's not actually punishable. It's like both players have to read. But Aoi has a lot of reaction points on her sweep. All right, enjoy. Hey, B Ninja, enjoy the good food. Thank you for the battles. It was a really good battle, and always is. I love fighting your Vanessa every time. I'm trying to like see what you're trying to do. I'm trying to manage it, and you get me with stuff. I like it. It's fun, and it makes me stronger too. I hope it makes you stronger. I believe as well. So I think, you know, Like you bring a lot of ingenuity and a totally different, your own brand of pace with Vanessa that I really like, because it's really scary if I guess wrong. If I can't anticipate what's going on, I gotta be very, very careful. All right, Move Quick says, I'm not feeling very effective with Akira today, so here comes my shun that I legit haven't played since BF5 vanilla. Okay, no problem, but shun does feel different, but it's fun. All right, Incident says, okay, free to type now. Yeah, Frosty was great times. Managed to get more casuals, yet wish I could have gotten more casual. Always, yeah. I heard that, I heard Sente was tearing it up in casuals, right? Like, I think I heard Sente was really doing amazing in casuals too. Always a struggle though, but all good. Yeah, well, VF you can never get enough, right? When you have good VF, it feels like it's rare where you feel like, oh, I got enough. Those true. I have had burnout. I have gone like 5 days straight of VF for 20 hours each day, and then suddenly it's like, okay, I need a break. But for me, I can go for so long. I'm really happy that everyone was hanging out. I'm glad the community kept it community. That's why I love the VF community. And I feel like we do that everywhere around the world. Again, most recent trips for me were Taiwan and Thailand, and I felt like I was in community over in both places, you know? Though I was spending a lot of time with the Australians and with the young generation of Japanese players. So Platinum Trophy says, when I see this game, it brings back memories of me, my older brother, and my dad back. Let me see. It's moved up like back in the PS3 when we used to fight against each other. Hell yeah. My brother would have been happy to see VF6 being made. Hearts out to your family on that. And but I'm glad though that VF6 is bringing up those thoughts and those memories too, and that this game is bringing those thoughts and memories too. I think it's going to be an exciting time with the new VF too. But I'm really happy about the now for me. But I know that you're looking forward to VF6 like a lot. So it's and actually a lot of those conversations I've had at the VF sessions have been like that, right? A lot of us talking about stuff, right? And in Taiwan, in Taipei, almost all the players were unanimous about their favorite VF, right? Their favorite VF was Virtua Fighter 3. and it makes sense. If you saw the energy of Taiwanese arcades during VF3, you'd understand why for them their favorite's VF3. And for Japan, it's kind of like that too. It's VF3 or VF4, right? For Homestay Akira, his favorite Virtua Fighters was Virtua Fighter 5R, Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, and then a close second is Virtua Fighter 4 Final Tuned. Second to those two, it's technically third. And then he really loves Final Showdown a lot too. But those were his favorites. But they also coincide with when he had some of his best moments in all of his fighting game history, right? And it makes sense. But it is also true that those games are super amazing. VF3, Virtua Fighter 3 is still one of my favorites, but I don't play it much. It's more in my memory compartment now. But I haven't lost love for it. It's just that I also know that that if I got serious about it, it'd take a lot of extra time, which is fine, but it does divide the time, and I'm so having too much fun with this. But Virtua Fighter 3 is such a different game that I absolutely love it. Man, Sente is such a frustrating guy to play against. So Sente is tough to fight against. Sente tries to read the opponent. He tries to play Yomi. And he does. He successfully does it. So with him, it can be hard to get a sense. And every time you think you've kind of got him figured out, the problem is it's the opposite. You're now playing the way he wants you to play. And so you always have to be very careful of that. I didn't fight him enough, but I do remember, like, and we had really good battles. We played, like, I do have a video of it where the first time we sparred, and we sparred for like an hour or two, and we chatted a lot, so you guys can hear us talk about a lot of great stuff, and I can see why he's so scary. That's why when he was on my team, that's why I assigned him to fight against what I was predicting to be Rento's spot. So, you know, so, and it worked out. It worked out. I was successful in my match against Rental Animator, and Sante was successful in the top match against Yellowtail. You know, like for that battle, that was specifically how I lined it up and wanted it to line up, because I knew that like it's hard to get comfortable, especially in a one game rule when it's one game. It's just like, yeah. The thing, well, I think what can be frustrating for people that fight against Sente, it's similar to fighting against me. Like when you fight me, you see that I don't guard punish. When you fight Sente, you might see he might not do the max combo. And some people take way too much stock in those things. A lot of people do. A lot of people coming from other fighting games will totally take a lot of stock in those. They won't see that we're fighting for these tiny decisions instead of those, right? And they're judging the game on this linear scale. It's like more skill means I win, less skill means I lose. That's not exactly how it works. This game is a lot of decisions and decisions and decisions. And sometimes a player like Sente and I, we're focused on a lot of other details that do overwhelm our own mental stack, that sometimes we'll forget some certain things. The reason I don't guard punish well, because I'm trying to cover myself with other stuff, and my win condition isn't the guard punish, because Leon's guard punish is like really weak. But you should still do it. So if I'm teaching BF, I'm teaching people that they should do it. But I'm looking at so many other options, and also, you fighters don't want to do the punishable thing. They're afraid to do anything that's guard punishable. And then you'll see me punish the Japanese players that do a lot that will go, oh, he's not guard punishing, so I'll do it more. And they'll be like, okay, now I got to get 3 looks at that, so now I get to guard punish it. So, you know. Yeah, the VF community is really amazing. Fence is awesome. I'm so glad you had sets with Fence. I really like Fence. I have not met Fence in person, but I love our chats, and I do love our spars, and I love watching. And Fence has been very helpful in the Discord, just like Volcano Shed, where a lot of times he chimes in and he, you know, Fence can be confrontational, but not in a mean way. It's just when someone brings up something, he'll talk about it. And so I like the way he's engaged in the Discord. Yeah, so D-Cobra said Frosty was super fun. I was around the VF setters pretty much the whole time. I know that feeling. I'm so glad you were there, D-Cobras. I'm so glad you had such a great time there, and glad you had a wonderful time at Frosty Fostings. Thank you for representing VF at Frosty Fostings. The community, the fighting game community needs to see our players at events, and Sega needs to see our players at events. So it's wonderful, and it's especially wonderful if it's you guys that are here in this chat. So who is another level? Kusana says that's Aoi for you. I mean, when you're talking about that walking away after every round, I'm thinking about how some players like Quebert and some others like to do the forward walk with Wolf, and I was like, I don't know what it is with some of the Wolf players that like to do this thing where it's like, I'm just gonna walk after, like, at the end of the round and just keep walking forward, and there's this rude feeling about it, and you're just like, okay, if you really want me to beat you up badly, I'll beat you up badly. You know, so it's like, it feels like you're really asking for it. And then they get mad, but the same players will get really mad. So it's like, you know. But I love Guibert, and I love all the opponents he did, but I also know even Tim has done that, like when he wasn't happy about a match, he started like doing the walk at the end of the round. I was like, what is this, like pouting? It's like, are you pouting in the game? Like, there's no pouting in VF. Well, some players beg to differ, but yeah. Oh, that's awesome. He would take his PS3 and virtuify it to his friend's house. Oh, that's awesome. Man, that's really awesome. Platinum trophy. People look at VF history in a funny way. VF3, it's not that VF3 wasn't well received. Actually, VF3 was very well received, but VF3 was rare. It was hard to find. If you were in Japan, it was easy to find VF3. If you were outside Japan, it was way too expensive. In Japan, arcades have an upward revenue stream to the, and especially because like Sega would have an arcade, have many arcades. So if you went to a Sega arcade, that money was going straight back to Sega. So they have lots of VF3 machines. In North America, these machines are bought by by a company that leases them to the arcades and the pizza places and the restaurants in the area. And so Virtua Fighter 3 was just insanely expensive. And like to pay that back is in quarters, in dollars even, is hard. And it was hard for the people that would lease them. So like in Portland, it was like VF3 was moving around all over town, and it's like every month I had to find a new place to find where it moved to. You know, because it was like the one machine that's being moved around. And I went through the country and I could rarely find a VF3 machine. Almost never. In Seattle I did, of course, because they have GameWorks. They had Sega GameWorks there. So you could find it at Sega GameWorks, but it was hard. VF3 not well, the critique, actually at the time, people liked the sloped environments. It was the devs who said that they felt that it created a lot of challenges and that they were, you know, they wanted it to be better and stuff like that. But no, three is all right. We will start the next league battle now. If there is a critique on 3 itself for its gameplay, is that VF3 looks ugly if you're not good at VF, if you're not good at it. Beginner, like VF2 still looks beautiful when you play it. When a beginner plays VF2, it still looks good, still looks fast, still looks fun. VF4 took that cue. VF4 was like, we're gonna make the game look fast, fun, and easy. It doesn't mean it's easy, but at least it looks easy. Tekken 3 came out much later than Virtua Fighter 3, but yes, it was more accessible. It was more affordable, and on top of that, it was really good. Like Tekken 3 is really good. It doesn't look nearly as good as VF3, but Tekken 3, like it was the first, like it nailed it. Okay, Tekken 2 was a step up in terms of playability from Tekken 1. And the throws looked even better in Tekken 2 than they did in Tekken 1. But Tekken 3, that was really good in Trigger Hook. Tekken 3 though is like when it just feels smooth compared to what you had before, you know? And Tekken 3 was fun, and you kind of knew, and a lot of, you know, like Eddie Gordo was very appealing in the West. You kind of knew like, oh, I want to try this character out. And so everyone understands the Eddie Gordo appeal, or some don't want to admit it, but it's totally there. But also Jin was a much more charismatic like lead man for the game, you know, or at least charismatic looking. His personality might not be charismatic at all, but he's charismatic looking, right? He looks like a Japanese Mark Dacascos to me, you know. He's a very handsome guy, but you know, but you had the cast. The cast was cool. You always found your character in Tekken 3, you know. Ling definitely had fans right away, right? Julia somehow found more fans than Michelle, right? Like Michelle, I didn't see much people, you know, like they're very similar, but Julia wins. Like people just like Julia, you know, but I never saw anyone really click with Michelle during Tekken 2. You know, I love Lei Wulong though, right? Lei Wulong, awesome. And a lot of people like, they're like, that's Jackie Chan. Oh, that's awesome, right? And yeah. But Tekken 3 really feels good. It still feels good. Like Tekken 3 still feels good. Just like Tekken 1 and 2 still feel rough, right? But Tekken 2 feels less rough than Tekken 1. Very nice. I like that throw. I like the dash and throw. Well, so I like to do the bow as Leon, right? Like I like to do this at the end of rounds. I haven't done it in lately, but in general, I like doing that. This is all guaranteed if I get that side kick. I will eventually start getting 4K on that. Very nice. So Sente is the one who walks away? Okay. That's really funny. Nice. All right, good game, Throwback. Good game. I had so much fun with these rounds. I hope you did too. I know it's stressful the way that I'm attacking it, but I think you can see a lot of stuff if you watch the replay. Watch the replay. Watch for me crouch dashing after I block certain stuff. That's my tip. Yeah, well, watch for me crouch dashing after I block certain stuff. It's going good, Noodle. How are you doing? I hope you're doing really well, my friend. Let's see. Are there any visiting Japan for the... well, you know, Gentleman Thief and Nero are visiting Japan because they are in the Open Championships, right? They have tickets to it. So Sega's flying them in to the Open Championships. But yeah. But there will be some others as well. But I wish it was a time for more travel. I wish it was. Hey, Mushoku Tenchi, thank you very much. Sorry I missed your message earlier, but thank you so very much. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate you so much. Yeah. Not only was VF3 $1 play, I think some places it was $2 per play, right? But it was because of how much it costs that they charged so much, right? And people are looking at it like, how am I going to like pay that lease? You know, this is not as popular as racing games. Racing games are popular when people date on the weekends, you know. So it's like, look at the scene in Karate Kid. You're not gonna see them do the fighting games. You're gonna see them do the racing games and the gun games. Very nice. You got a Nitaku right away. That was a really fun battle. Good improvs, good making adjustments. While it might not have worked out, the adjustments were in the right direction. Okay, so Platinum Trophy, sorry to get back to you late on this, so I'm going to answer it now. If you don't mind me asking, why did they take this long to make a new VF game? Back then, they released VF games in a decent time frame. My understanding was there was a lot of internal discussions. What they said, they've said this publicly, that you know, there were groups that wanted it, and then other group, and then higher ups that didn't want it, that didn't think that it was the time or that it was going to do as well. You know, like it's the arcade. The writing was on the wall for arcades, but that's me speculating. That's not from what they were saying. What they were saying, what Sega was saying was basically that. What Sega was saying was that, you know, there were people in the company that wanted it and people didn't. Now that said, I think on the current strategy it kind of works, but I think also it helps to understand that Virtua Fighter Esports, which is Virtua Fighter Ultimate Showdown, if you're to believe what has been said in interviews, what they're saying is that what they said is that they had to convince the higher ups on to do that as an anniversary project, as a vanity project. So not like you know, like just like something that they can do for the fans to celebrate the anniversary of Virtua Fighter or celebrate the anniversary of Sega. So they wanted, because they were making it a big Sega year, right? And so, but of course, you know, now we also know now that this current plan has been kind of in the work, like they've been preparing for this plan right now, where the way that they're currently doing the rebranding of older properties, but that was being built towards at this time, and it wasn't yet in motion. But that Virtua Fighter Esports was basically, they're like, you know, we can operate on a low budget and make no profit motive. We can remake Final Showdown we can port it to a new engine, adjust it, make it kind of adjust some of the things that people said they've wanted, not all, and we think it'll be cool. And it would be a good anniversary project. So this is how the devs got corporate to say, okay, but this is also why the game had to be released like in that first week, by that first week of June. And I did hear private rumblings that date was important. So that means in HQ, they were really hammering, it has to come out. You can't come out after the anniversary is finished by a whole year. You got to come in within the year of that anniversary. And so that's kind of why it came out when it did. Even though that means it came out a week before Guilty Gear Strive, and you know. And so but it helps to understand that's what started this process. However, as far as the new Virtua Fighter 6 goes, I don't know the full details, but it sounds like that was approved a little after VFB Sports. But at the same time, they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do. And that demo, the second video that we saw, the video that came out during Consumer Electronics Show last year, that was basically more or less the test footage that they showed to Sega higher ups to say, this is the direction we want to take the new Virtua Fighter game, and we think this justifies doing a new VF game. So does that make sense? And so also the success of Virtua Fighter Esports, okay, like yes, some things are said because of marketing, but those rationales help, those narratives help, because sometimes that's what the higher ups or the people that do want the shareholders and also the executives, sometimes that's what they need to hear to get these decisions going. Right? And so what decision I'm talking about? Something like, you know, even though, yes, the context is that the game came out for free on PS Plus, but it did get more downloads than they expected. That was a really fun battle, Needle. Really, really fun battle. I did want to challenge myself to hold a conversation while fighting you, but your Jackie is so strong. But it also, I felt like it was going to allow my brain to operate on what I needed to operate against you, to allow my reaction to be a little sharper because I'm not overthinking it while I carry the conversation. And so what it is that when I carry a conversation, it allows me sometimes to do certain things on a more relaxed way that will improve the execution and speed response. So, but anyways, yeah. So that's the picture that I put together from those interviews and from what's happened. And I hope that makes sense. I know that I was talking while playing, and so it was coming out very fragmented and it was stuttery because I was trying to think it up while fighting, while maintaining my thoughts on the fight. but it was fun giving that answer, and it's definitely something I've thought a lot about already because I'm as a fan, right? So. Shadosha, thanks so much for the raid. I'm really happy that I saw that you were streaming today. Really, really happy that you were streaming. I always love a Shadosha stream. I want more people to see it when he does do them. I can't believe this worked. I'm so surprised that this second punch didn't hit me. This mid did not hit me. I'm so glad that I waited, but still, I'm shocked that it didn't hit me. Yay, I got the wall break. So, good game always, Spaghetti. Good game, Minori. Very exciting battle as always. Every round was very, very intense. So Platinum also said it was very popular, but it was popular for us. It was popular for your brother, which includes us. But it wasn't seen as a mainstream success for console. Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. And Virtua Fighter 5 Vanilla would start to show the Virtua Fighter dominated Japanese arcades, and Virtua Fighter 5 Vanilla was really strong in arcades, but it did have a drop off, right? Similar to what some games that lose popularity, starting to lose popularity. And Virtua Fighter 5R made a lot of innovative changes to address that, and it was still great. And Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown completely overhauled to do the same thing. And I think they were successful in terms of that mission, but I don't know if they weren't probably successful enough for the executives to feel like that they're winning. But it's also that arcades have been on the decline, even in Japan, since that time. Man, we had intense exchanges here. Like, really tricky place. Really tricky place. I'm trying to work around them too, because your rhythm is different than a lot of others, and so I wanted to see. But I am using a lot of my shed knowledge here. And what I think you might do. There are, well, Aoi's always been a popular character, but you know, with Revo, Aoi has become an accessible character, because if you played Aoi in Final Showdown, I think she's an amazing character in Final Showdown, but she's really technical and as a beginner, really brutally hard, because it was tricky to do good damage with her. it required you to be comfortable with a lot more throwing and stuff. And then the combos, they were there, but they were easy to lose. It was easy to lose doing those situations. So at a high level, she's very technical, and in Final Showdown, she's still amazing, but it was really high level Aoi. Hey, Tenguman, so good to see you. Congratulations on second at, no, it wasn't second, third. So congratulations on your run. It wasn't there, but it was congratulations on your run at Frosty Faustings. Always one of our best players in the country, one of our best competitors. Love watching you fight at Frosty Faustings, and really good stuff. And thanks for getting all the people together, right? In every time they go to Chicago, I know the community's having an amazing time because you're there, but also because you're an amazing player and a good person. So, so Tengu man, so good to see you, and I hope you're doing so good, my friend. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the session we had the other night too. Thanks for letting me crash that session because I really enjoyed that. I had so much fun sparring with you and Sir Hicks a lot that night, and I'm gonna post that video later. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah, but Aoi is very popular, but she was a very difficult character to become very strong at this game at. But in Revo, she is accessible. In Revo, and she's still technical if you want her to be, but she's also very, she has techniques that can be done at a lower level that were added to her repertoire. And so she can be played at all levels of play now. And Aoi is very strong in this game. But I do think she's very strong in Final Showdown, but she required like a very high skill requirement though. But I loved fighting. I love fighting really good Aois. And I love fighting both Tenguman and Genesis Frenzy. We've had so many exciting battles. Genesis Frenzy and I had really exciting battles. Both at LA Gathering, we had quite a few. But we've always had really intense battles online and offline, so I loved it. I'm sad that I don't have a recording of the singles tournament at LA Gathering, where there are recordings of that, but our match is not recorded. But Genesis Frenzy and I had like an insane battle in the winners bracket, and it was so much fun. There was a lot of crazy stuff that we pulled off in that match. Both of us found ourselves in the corner, turned it around, and beat the other person up in the corner. That happened like 3 times in that match. It was so much fun, and it was stuff that you don't normally see in matches too. So it was like we were just coming up with answers on the spot during a tournament match. I felt so free, liberated free. It was fun. Yeah. It can be quite a mountain, yeah, especially because vanilla is very different from Final Showdown. To me, is like the actual VF6. VF6 is VF7. So, because to me, Final Showdown is such a different game from 5 and 5R that it's hard to consider it like as being really. It has the same character models as 5. That's like it. That's like the only thing. The animations are redone. The stages are different. At least compared to 5 vanilla, because the stages look more like VF5R stages, but they're still a little different. But yeah. Noodles is amazing. So Noodles, I love playing against Noodles. He's maybe too humble in his chat, but I love him. And I prefer that over him being too cocky. So I really appreciate Noodles. Oh my gosh. After this battle, we're creating a new room. We're creating a new room after this. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down the chat. The room code is 4565, but I'm gonna start a new room. I'm gonna create a new room because everybody has just like gotten knocked out of this room. Yeah, this is like everyone's sad about this. So after this battle, I will start a new room. So this is the data we have to give to Sega. The record. All right. And if it doesn't work out, we'll figure something out. But I might even, spend time with the kids or something. But let's try this first. Let's try to make this work. Alright, so the room is up. Feel free to join in. You know the name is CHANCHAI and the code is 4565. Noodles really is amazing, and he's only been playing VF just about a year. I mean, he chatted with some of us before that, but he didn't start actually like really playing much of our players or playing other players until around a year ago when Revo came out. Yeah. By the way, Logan, so good to see you. All right, move quick's bringing back the Akira. Come on in. The water is warm. The rooms are degrading again. Let's see. Okay, Nori, you guys fire. You guys test it out. Test it out. Let's see if it crashes out when on the replay. I will spar as well, but I want them to spar first. But Techni, so good to see you again, and always love having you here. Shun is a lot of fun, but he's very different, and Vanilla and Final Showdown Shun are different as well, so it's extra confusing. But that's also true. Akira is pretty different too. Good to have you here, Tech. This is a really good sparring group here. That's it. Spaghetti Confetti is very intense, so be careful. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be back. Okay, since we've got this new room started, we're gonna start the next league battle at the 30-minute mark. So in about 13 minutes, we'll start the next league battle at the 30-minute mark. Hey, Instant, you have a good night. Thank you so much. I'm glad you had a great time. I'm glad that Frosty Fostings left you wanting, though maybe not for the smells. But that said, I'm glad you just wanted more VF. That's a best feeling. It's a great feeling. Spaghetti is very, very strong, and he's very intense, and he's gonna force you to learn all these where the guessing game is happening with Go. I have to use a lot of my technique to mess them up. And here's the thing. Let's give a shout out to Spaghetti Confetti, because in the Virtua Fighter 5 Open Championships online qualifiers for North America in November, the second set of qualifiers, Inori, or Spaghetti Confetti, went on an insane tear. He took down so many of the strongest players in the country. I think it was that event, right? You gotta watch it. You gotta watch his matches from, I think it was from online qualifier 2. Yeah. And so he took down I think he took down a lot of the strongest players. They're very exciting battles. I know that I think he knocked like Adam Yuki into losers bracket, you know, and so yeah, his run was really amazing. So. Yeah, and it doesn't really surprise me, because he's very he comes at you, and you better know you better be prepared. It's just that for me it's the type that gets me excited. So for me, I'm like, bring it on. And so he amps my adrenaline up, because it's like, oh, are we doing this? We're doing this, you know. It's like when I fight Inori, the feeling is like, are we doing this? Yeah, we're doing this. Okay, like we're gonna fight long range neutral. We're gonna fight Russian. We're gonna fight guessing at this range. You know, and it's so much fun for me, and I think it's so much fun for him too. I like to think so. So yeah. Yeah, the Attack on Titan. Are we doing this? Yeah. That scene was awesome. That is the scene that's in my mind. Yeah. You did awesome. You did really, really awesome, Inori. I was really proud of you. So, you know, I'm proud of the new generations have just been, you know, from the Ultimate Showdown generation, and also the Revo generation, and now the World Stage generation. It's just been a blast. It's been a blessing. Thank you. But it's, you know, it makes it easier to do this when you have fun, right? And it makes it easier to enjoy these fights when you have fun. And so I just always have fun. But it's because, but it's also like brings me up, right? It's like, that's for me, this game is thrilling. This game is like, oh man, like I see what you're doing. Okay, let's do this. Like I'm gonna, and I'm like, I want to fight it, right? And it makes me feel good when, you know, players like Jimmy PKG, when I ask him, you know, what did he think when I was fighting in the tournament, when he watched me, like, you know, get to the grand finals, and he's like, you know, and I like his reaction. His reaction is, well, I think it should not work. And then I watch you do it and it works. You know, it's like, you know, so, and I think, you know, I think my BF's kind of like that, so. Yeah. It's just, this game has, it's very conversational, this game. There's a lot, like when you start being able to read the actions and hear and see what's happening, and as you eventually start to pick up more details as you fight, and it's hard at first, but as you start to pick up on the details and you start seeing things more, the game gets better and better. I love that about this game. All of my favorite games do this, right? They're games where no matter how high you're climbing in the game, no matter how much better you're getting and better your competition's getting, it's not narrowing down. It's like it's opening up. And it's like, and sometimes forces you to change a lot. Sometimes forces you to really explore. And then also, but also when they reward you for trying to do something a bit different or try to find a creative solution for something, you know? In this game, I feel like I'm playing a sandbox game when I play Virtua Fighter, because even if you guys see me using the same tools, right? And if you're only looking at the combos, it'll probably look samey. But if you're looking at the way I'm trying to set it up or how I'm trying to approach the opponent or trying to figure out the problem, sometimes that can be samey too, but there's a lot of things that are happening, and it happens so frequently that sometimes we come up with very new situations, or just, you know, we change it up, and I love this game for that. Yeah. So MoveQuick says, oftentimes my conversations feel like me whispering and the opponent yelling, but I agree with the overall sentiment. Yeah. It can be like that too. But yeah. But it's fun. Like, it's true that some players just want to kind of get a win and move on. That's true, but a lot of the opponents that I play with, like a lot, just like want to keep fighting. And for that crowd, I love this game when it's like that, you know, that we just want to keep fighting, you know. But that said, that's also why we have like run backs. Like a lot of people have seen me have a hard time get off the station because it's just, we just keep playing. And it's like, oh yeah, like, hey, Chanchai, we got to go to dinner now. Yeah, 1 sec. And it's like, no. And then it's like 3 hours later, I'm still fighting there. You know? So this game is very evil that way too. This game really hits the dopamine this game is a lot of dopamine inducing. It is a drug because of the dopamine hitting. It just doesn't stop hitting that dopamine. So. Oh, L-Blaze is exciting. So much fun. It's really crazy.
Round 2. Ready, go!
I'm gonna make up a statement, just, you know, to shout out for Techne or Logan, but I'm gonna make up this dumb statement about VF, but it's like something that applies to everything. So it's like, It's like it's a non-statement. Just like, you know, VF is sometimes like jazz and sometimes it's like punk rock. You know, but it's just like, you know, what is it? Someone will eventually go, what does that even mean? And then the person will be like, you can say that about any game. So, you know. But I really feel the jazz in this game, but I also feel the punk rock in this game too. Thanks. Thanks so much, Techne. Yeah. That was a lot of fun, and glad to hear that too. I remember when, yeah, Panda told me about you after you guys had sparred and was really excited. You know, it sounded like he had a real blast as well. Move Quick Reaper, I hope you guys have a good session. You guys should definitely have a really good workshop. And by the way, everybody should also follow The Rock Reaper on Twitch as well. His streams are great. He has a very chill personality like myself, but is a very good player. Good. I really like. He calls things out pretty well too. So actually, I like it when he has a watch party as well, because I like hearing him like respond to what people say or do on the stream that he's doing a watch party for. You know, and I like the way he responds to his audience. So real big shout outs to Rock Reaper, who's like arguably the best L-Blaze player in North America, but I don't think he would say that. Maybe he would, but he's awesome. And if you're in the DMV, if you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, reach out to the Rock Reaper, reach out to Setsuna, reach out to Jowo Though, and I know there are other players in that scene as well. I do like all the different players that are playing L-Blaze now too. Just like I like that we have a lot of representatives for pretty much every character in this game. We could even say Dural, right? We've got Rayblade in the chat also playing Dural, so you know. So we'll do one more warm-up battle after this one, and then we'll start the league, and it'll probably be the last league for tonight, but hopefully we'll do some sessions soon. I plan to do a session with Evoid tomorrow, but I don't know if I might just record that and upload it later. If people want to ask me for like sparring before their tournaments, I'm very respectful about the fact that you have a tournament, and so I will ask you, like, do you want me to just like not like stream this? And most people have said it's fine to stream actually. But a lot of times, if I'm not sure, I'll just record it and then I'll upload it like after the tournament, because because the whole point of preparing for the tournament is I don't want preparing for the tournament to become a scouting report. And the thing is I don't mind showing my game in front of people, because I just make my adjustments and I just keep getting better, and it doesn't matter on my level, to a degree. A lot of people do come at me with strong game plans against me. But it's fun playing with that. Like, that's a big skill in VF, is can you play with the plans when people are specifically targeting things that you're doing. And it's really fun when you're able to do that. That's why I personally don't mind. But for a lot of people though, it does serve them better for the tournament if the session's more in private, and then I can just upload the video later, you know? So again, later this week, you'll probably see, I'm gonna upload the videos with Tenguman and with Sir Hixalot, also with XTN, and also with Numbers and Noodle. And Nelly, but Nelly sits out a lot because the connection with me and Nelly was not good, and I know that it was driving Nelly crazy, and it's frustrating for Vanessa. I'd say Kage and Vanessa are the characters that, like, the amount that they have to adjust is actually quite a lot, but with Kage it depends on the matchup. If Kage fights El Blaze, he has to really adjust to the conditions. But Vanessa is a precision character, and her precision works against her if she's not feeling it, you know. And so, and I challenge the precision like a lot. Like I really challenge Vanessa on that precision. I know it drives some Vanessa players crazy, because I'm using techniques like trying to make her short range stuff whiff, trying to duck under her highs, you know, and sometimes using a two-handed attack when she wants a Sabaki. So yeah. Password is 4565. You can see it on the bottom right of my screen. But yes, on the bottom right of the stream, you can usually see it, but it is on the corner there. But the Rock Reaper's in the room. Let's start the league battle now. Nope, they jumped in. Okay. After this battle, we'll start. But this is the classic Virtua Fighter run back. You want to hit that button. I know that we had a red, but we have an orange, but that's okay. We're only worried about the grays. Ba, you stay in here. It's looking good, unless it looks bad for others. So yeah. But I think we're good. I think this will be a good group. And yeah. Really nice body check out of nowhere. I was like, Techni must have been inspired by me doing that body check in that spot. At locals, I like to do that with the Kira. So.
Round 2. Ready, go!
I think funny thing with Akira, and you have to really buffer it like completely. You have to fully commit to it. But if like your opponent does like low punch and like hits you with normal hit low punch into uppercut, Akira can do like evade into body check and like punish the uppercut, and it's really fun. So it's like it's not the biggest damage, but it's good damage though. So it's really fun to do. So. A lot of attacks in this game, a lot of core attacks that are not the basic folks are very punishable in evade. So, and at the frame situation, like especially if they're done frame tight. So what's frame tight? Well, you know, actually frame tight would be doing it at -3, but from crouch -3. But yeah, and some characters -4. Yeah, or +4. I'm sorry. So +4, +3. Yeah, absolutely. Reaper said, for the longest time, I was the Blaze guy, so it's nice for people not to be prepared for just a matchup against me versus the character. I can play within that space. Yeah. No, it's very freeing too, right? Now I get to fight against people that have been fighting against me, but also fighting against Rental, fighting against other Leon players. And because Rental has played so much ranked, a lot of the people that like to play ranked have now gotten a lot more Leon experience. And so it's a lot of fun to see different people's solutions to different problems with Leon. Very intense battle. Good stuff, you two. You gotta love Jackie's EI Gary. So satisfying to watch, so satisfying to do. All right, we're gonna start the league battle now. This will be the last league for tonight, but it's been so much fun to have you all, and I hope you're all having a really great one. I hope you guys are enjoying VF. I am too. No problem at all. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, technically, I can start the league while you guys are fighting. It's just what would happen is that my replay would go blank, and then we'd be waiting for the match to finish before we start. But it's all good. It was a fun battle, and I think that was a really cool battle between you and Noodles, or Key Blast, K1 Blast.
Round 1. Ready,
So this is ECD 8K. So if you watch your ECD 8K right here, and that's because of how slow that low kick came out. Very good. So boom, boom. That was really good. I input too early. So Kusano, the downside to your mix-up is you're mixing up low with throw. You can't do that. You cannot mix up low with throw. I mean, you could, but it's not. It's got a really huge weakness to if you do that. That's a big hole. That's not a. It's like a. It doesn't function as well as a mix-up. Was this low throw? Okay. I guess you thought that was fuzzy? Okay. That situation might not have been fuzzy. And so low throw is like destined to whiff because too many things would beat it. Yeah. But anyways, Kasano, very good battle. Very good battle. But remember, low attack, if you can threaten with low attack, but then the mix-up has got to be something that's probably not throw. That was good. That was excellent. I like that so much. And this mix is very scary. This mix-up is a scary mix-up. That was so good. Good game, good game. That was so much fun, Noodle. I had a blast with that fight. Okay, the low throw is accident, yeah. Yeah, this is the last one tonight. Yeah, sorry, Inori. But yeah, so Kasano, yeah, the low throw is accident. Good to know. But again, the reason. So here's the reason that like high throw and low attack can't mix, because both lose to low block, both lose to crush attack, and so if your opponent is doing crush attack or low block, they're both kind of in trouble. And so generally, if you're gonna threaten like low attack, actually with Pi you don't have to worry. You can just do the low attack because she forces a mix up off of the low attack regardless. But but the better mix up on Okizemi generally is a mid attack. Yeah, mid attack. Now low attack versus low throw is not a good mix up, and that's only because of low throw having too many things that could beat it, like way too many things that could beat low throw. So it's one of those where generally just the low is usually balanced by a mid attack for most of the time, and then there's other ways to tweak that mix up, but throw is kind of like too much in the same category as the low attack itself. Oh, Especia, by the way, Especia, beautiful hour. I hope you had an amazing time at Frosty Fostings. I know you just got shy of the top 8, but it was an amazing run, and I'm really glad to see you had a great time. So really, cheers to you, and thanks for sharing your journey at Frosty Fostings. And I'm glad you had an amazing time with Virtua Fighter and with Third Strike. Really happy. And really love the way that you're fighting. I love the respect that a lot of people gained with your run at Frosty Fostings, and you're an awesome player and an awesome person. So thank you so much. You have a good night, rest well, but also thank you very much. Thanks for representing Virtua Fighter so well too. Really means a lot to me, and it's just fun. It's just fun following your adventures in Virtua Fighter and in Third Strike. So, cheers. It was so close. Oh yes, I believe in you too. But I believe in Sente as well. So, so that would have been a tough call no matter what, And but that was such a tough fight too. It was a close fight. Yeah. Yes, play more VF. Hell yeah. So if you guys follow Shadosha on Twitch, he uploaded videos, and you can watch the match. You can watch Especia's match there too. So my teammates had to fight each other. So my teammates from LA Gathering. Is it crashed? Is it working? Are we stuck? Is the league stuck? No, okay. We're good. We're good. It looks like we're good, right? No, there is a fight. Techni versus Bababa. Is it happening? Are you doing this? Are we not doing this? It's like I think we're stuck. Oh, It's like, no, you know what happened? Sega's granting the wish. People are like, I wish I could play Virtua Fighter forever. Wish is granted. Careful what you wish for. Stuck. Okay. All right. Well, let's do a sparring session then. I'll remake the room. I'm gonna make a new room. Okay. Well, never mind. I guess we're resuming after that. Thank you guys for that. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's always sad when that happens. By the way, the disconnect from my place, it just means like my opponent is no longer in the tournament, and so I gotta bye. That's what that means. It could be worded better because it makes people think like that they themselves are crashed out. That said, we don't get to see the replay. We don't get to watch the match in progress, but matches are happening. But yeah. But if people want me to restart the room, I can do that. I can restart the room. It was fun, but we should restart the room after this battle. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Logan. It's so good having you, though. Appreciate you. I'm looking forward to when they do this patch. I hope they. The hard part is they gotta test in North America. They gotta test, or test in Southeast Asia. But they can't. But testing in Japan is not the optimal place to test this. They are looking into it and addressing it. Like it is being worked on. And my understanding, it's being worked on every day. But I didn't hear that. But I had heard from someone who would have heard that they're working on this. That it is being worked on, but that's not an official word. That's just what I've heard. Man. So I'm gonna suspend because I'm gonna restart the league match after. I'm gonna end the league match after this battle, after this round, and then I'll start. We'll start a new one. We'll start a new one. It is tempting to restart though, to just like start a new room, to be honest. So, all right. So here we go. We stopped the league match, and I think we're waiting for someone to come back in who got disconnected just now. Okay. It happens. Don't worry, blah blah blah. But right now the connection's looking good for me with everyone. Uh, we're gonna do about two warm ups and then we'll start another league battle maybe, or we might just do a warm up room and I might just let this room be and let you guys stream it. But let's see here.
Round two. Ready, go!
Okay, no problem, Kusano. Have a good night. Rest well, okay, Kusano? We'll probably just do like playing in the room for a bit. We'll see. This would be a good group to spar though. So I'll set up a league bat after two games. Yeah, Kasana, we'll do some long sets. It's a lot of fun, and you're definitely going to absorb a lot from it. I think it's going to be really good. I definitely am worried. That's the hard part is that Switch release was going to be what it is almost no matter what. But I do hope that the rooms can be greatly improved before then. It's a tall ask, but I know that they must have been working on it for quite a while. So. All right, one more here. Yeah, after this one, this will be exciting to watch.
I've got the advantage. You've got nothing. Round one. Ready, go! Knockout. Round two. Ready, go! Knockout. Round three. Ready, go! Knockout.
It's quite a slugfest between these two right now. Hey, Emerald Quetzal, hope you're doing very well. Good to see you.
Go! Knockout.
All right, here we go. All right, let's have a good time.
It's showtime! Round one. Ready,
this. Rotate the stick. Good game. Good game, Baba.
See? I thought I'm better.
Hey, have a good night. Take care, Specia. Thank you so much. And have a good night, Logan, as well.
Round one.
Oh, Logan's here. Alright. Whew.
Round two. Ready? Go. Round three. Ready?
Nice. Good. Thanks for the battle technique.
I want a serious fight.
I like the 1-6 throw. Yeah. Two scoops came in here a bit late. Wish they were able to join, but this will be the last one for the night. But I enjoyed this all so much. Enjoyed hanging out with everyone here.
Round one.
All right, move quick. Here we go. I'll have to teach you how to deal with jab elbow. We'll have to go over that lecture sometime. It's a tough one, but that's... So jab, if you block jab, it's one of the few plus on block moves. And so the elbow is secure, but you can evade throw it, but you can also reverse as a Kira. There you go, yeah. So you want to get used to seeing this one. Now if they whiff, you can go ahead and low punch them right away, but it's a very strong pattern. Akira has to do like jab into either 3P or a dashing elbow to get the same effect, but the dashing elbow he runs the risk of... Actually, he doesn't run the risk of delay because they made dashing elbow so fast to compensate. Whew. Good. It was a good idea, it was just late, that's all. Good. Nice, I like that. That's my trap against it, is I'll backdash or evade after blocking that. So you can, I'm just giving you the, secret on how I deal with Akira's this one here. Like that's evade, and then a lot of times they'll do like backdash after. Very nice. Oh, that was good. That was a close fight. That was a really fight over time. That was intense. Good game, move quick. Good game. Catch you next week, 2 scoops. Or maybe sooner. We'll see. But thank you very much, though. And thanks for your support. I appreciate you very much. But you did good getting used to the jab elbow. That jab elbow is it's a core one. Almost every character has it. So and Akira has either jab 3p or jab 6xp. But he has to do that 6xp pretty cleanly. But it's not too bad because they made dashing elbow really fast so that it could so that the delay wouldn't change really like the general property. That was so cool. That was really, really cool. Reaper's like, that was not cool. I had to sustain the momentum, otherwise you turn it around. Good game, Reaper, good game. Very good. I think we'll do that. Good games, blah blah blah. Thank you so much. Thanks for the battles, Nori. Good game.
I want a serious fight.
Everyone, thank you so much. I had a great time tonight with y'all. Always a good session. If you ever have questions, feel free to ask. I hope my comments were insightful and helpful. But feel free to challenge me on anything that I say too. I do respect the conversation, the discourse. VF is a very expressive game, and there's so many approaches. So we have to challenge even ourselves on things a lot of times to kind of get to a better truth, or to see more options and more possibility spaces in this game. That's why I love it a lot. Yeah, good games, well played all much. Thank you all so much. And Someday Soon Studios, thank you so much for the subscription. I really, really appreciate you. And that's a really cool account. So shout outs and cheers. Hey Blurring, so good to see you. I hope you're doing really, really well. I do owe you a session, but right now I'm gonna call it tonight, but I want to do a session with you soon. But thank you all very, very much. This was a blast. And Blurring, you've been playing awesome too. Keep it up. Yeah, rest well, Reaper, and we'll fight again soon, you know. This right now, the Reaper is going to be Mr. Sandman, so. You know. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. My pleasure. Thank you for attending. I always love your presence here too. Nora, you're always wonderful presence here. Great chats, awesome play too. Real good stuff. All right, let's see who is streaming right now. And we always want to raid, and we always want to share the love. So let's see. You have a good night, Blurring. Looking forward to sparring soon. I see. Have a good lunch. Have a very good lunch, and have a good day at work. You know, good evening at work. Let me see here. Okay. Right now, Guibert is doing a CHANCHAI'S Dojo lobby night, looks like. So let's go ahead and raid Guibert. I think that's awesome. I think that would be great to do. So... Guibert has always been so supportive here, and we have a lot of amazing chat in Guibert's room as well. So you all have a good one, and say hi to Guibert, say hi to Nelly, and Sir Hicks a lot. It's a really good room. All right, here we go.
So you can like you can still.
Thank you all so much for your support.